They met in March. They rented a house in Bombay, which became the sort of headquarters of the TS as it was then. There's one thing about this. The government of India always suspected that HPB in particular was a Russian spy. And if you remember your Kipling and the Great Game and Kim and so on, it was the two secret services, British and Russian, were always vying with one another because all the Russians had to do was to come over the passes through what is now the tip of Afghanistan and so forth. And of course India was full of rich pickings for anybody. And so the Russian and the British Secret Service were always were always, so to speak, fighting each other, and very suspicious of odd beings, and these were two very odd beings arriving in India, particularly as HPB was Russian. And two of our top members in India actually left the TS because of this, because their reputations might be damaged, instead of telling the government to take a running jump, so to speak. They actually left, but I suppose they felt their jobs were in danger. But the police supervision, according to old diary leaves, was really very funny at times, because the same odd little men would keep on cropping up everywhere, and they got to know them, and used to greet them quite warmly when they appeared, and then they always looked very embarrassed. There's one lovely story of one of these police spies who came to their meeting, and they greeted him, and he blushed very deeply and looked very embarrassed. And when they moved on and the colonel was lecturing somewhere else, he appeared, but he shaved his moustache off. And he was most embarrassed when, despite having shaved his moustache off, they immediately recognized him and greeted him in front of the vast concourse that was there. It was really incredibly childish in some ways, but I read an autobiography, or a biography rather, of Lord Curzon, the then Viceroy, and they really thought that HPB was a spy, and later on they got very suspicious of Annie Besant. Now Annie Besant, of course, was stirring things towards the Quit India days, and they had something to be worried about there, but it really was genuinely taken for granted that she was a spy, and they couldn't make out the colonel at all because he never took anybody seriously, you see. But there it was. And the colonel ends the stories about them being chased by the police spies by saying, but since the masters appeared, who cares? And of course that's what happened, because the two masters who stood behind the society used to come and visit them right from those early days in America.